So hi everybody and welcome to this video. I'm going to show you on this video how to fix a Numatic Henry Hoover. Now a lot of the Hoovers made by Numatic work in a very similar way. All the models are very similar when you strip them down. Some of them have got high and low speed, if you want to call it that, motors on them, a little switch for that. Some are pink, some are red, some are green. They all work in the same way, and just going to show you there. The model I'm looking at the moment is a Henry 200. There we go, there's Henry 200, and we just have a normal power switch on this Henry 200. The little gap that you can see there that's filled in, that's where you would have, if you want to call it, low and high power. But this is the Henry that we're going to look at today, and I'm going to show you how to take him apart and fix dead or cuts out intermittent, which is two very common faults on these Henry Hoovers. You're going to need some basic tools in order to do this. You're going to need a couple of Phillips screwdrivers. So if you get yourself a couple of Phillips screwdrivers together, that's just to undo the relevant screws on this Hoover. So to take the top off is dead easy. There's these little two clips at the side. You can see one there, and there's one around the other side there. We're just basically going to pull them out, and then we can pull the top off. And by magic, there we go, we've pulled them out that side, and we've pulled them out that side. That enables me now to just grab the Henry Hoover, and I can lift the top straight off, and we're now presented with the inside of the Hoover, which you're probably familiar with because you've changed the bags. Hopefully you've got the filter there. You can just take that out, and then inside there you've got the bag. I have obviously took the pipe off this one just to show you. We don't actually need this bottom bit here. The bit that we're going to concentrate on today is this top bit here, which contains the motor and all of the relevant bits and pieces that we need to fix the problem. So to start with, just unclip the top from the bottom of Henry. So you're left with, you've got the bottom section there with the bag underneath and the filter, and then you've got the top section here. Now to get in this top section is dead simple. There's just 4 screws, so we've got screw number 1 there, and you can see that, screw number 2 there, screw number 3 there, and then you've got screw number 4 there. On my Henry that I'm fixing at the moment, you undo the screws and they don't fall out, so it's quite good the screws stay in. And then once you've got that, those screws undone, I'll then show you what you're presented with under there, which is basically the motor and the switch that you can get access to. So yeah, I just wanted to show you this. I've stripped down this Henry Hoover. You've got the wire reel there, and I've got the cable reeled out, but out of the way. Now you can see there's a couple of brass connectors, and basically they are the bits that conduct to the motor. So those two there need to be clean and free of dirt, and they also need to be pretty straight so they catch on to the other bit, which is that. So basically when you place that in, you put that over the top of there, and basically makes contact with the top of the motor, and that's how it gets power then to the switch down there. Interestingly enough, just tell you now, if you want to get the motor out, there's a couple of screws. There's one there, and there's another one tucked away down there as well. I'm just going to show you with my screwdriver, but you can't see, but it's underneath those cables there, and it's tucked away down there. So there's a little screw down there as well that you need to do to get the motor off. One thing as well, what I will say, when you take the top off, when you turn it upside down, you've got these 4 things here, I'm pointing out with my screwdriver, little wheels. Don't lose them, they'll fall out. Those 4 little things there, you can just put them back in. I'll just show you. It's hard trying to do this on the camera, but there you go. And you just place them back in like that. But they always tend to drop out when you strip the Henry down. So Henry's quite easy to strip down. A couple of screws, the first lot that get the case off don't actually drop out of the case, luckily they stay in the case. But yeah, once you've got it to bits, that's the thing to check. Another common fault with the Henrys is the switch as well. So always check the switch is working. You can do that if you've got a multimeter, quite easy to check that the switch is working. Another thing I recommend you do with the Henrys, because they're generally in a dusty environment, just those little spade connectors that you can see on the switch down there, just pull them off, clean them and put them back on again, even if they test okay. The amount of times, not a Henry Hoover, but the amount of time I've come across things with a connector and I've tested it and the thing is still not working, and you buy a new switch and it still doesn't work, and then you put the original switch on, it does work, and you sat there thinking what was going on. It was basically just a connection. So yeah, just pull them off, the spade connectors, just pull them off, clean them, push them back on, make sure they're okay. So the fault with this Henry that I've got is that sometimes when you turn it on, it doesn't power on. Sometimes it does, and then it cuts out. So it's possibly going to be these brass connectors here, and where they join to the top of the motor there, which is a bit of a state. So hopefully I can do something with this Henry and bring it back to life. So I just wanted to show you this. I've just lifted the motor head off Henry here, and that's what it looks like in the motor compartment. So we've got the top of the motor there. Now if you look at that, just to prove I've just opened it, the amount of dirt on that again is quite bad. I mean, if you look at these connectors again, just go around, spade connectors. First thing to do, take the things off, clean them and put them back on again, because these are notorious, spade connectors are, for, you know, just being a bad connection. You look at that one there, looks like it's pretty good connection, but I'm going to take it off and clean it anyway. And I'm going to clean obviously the whole inside of the motor area there. I'm going to check the cables as well, and I'm going to buzz them through with my meter just to make sure there's no faults with the cables, because if you have a look, I don't know if you can see that there, there's like a little mark in the cable where it's obviously got caught on something. I mean, but this is a Henry that's never been to pieces before, so that's that from manufacturer. So yeah, I'm going to strip this down and see what I can do with it. See if we can bring this Henry back to life. Like I say, the fault with this was that it would come on, then it wouldn't come on, and then all of a sudden it just wouldn't come on at all. So yeah, we're going to see if we can bring this Henry Hoover back to life. But I just wanted to show you inside the motor compartment, the motor area, what we've got in there. I mean, we could actually take the cover off that motor a bit more and give it a bit more of a clean, actually, which I may do. But yeah, that's for now. I'm going to clean those connectors, and hopefully when I've cleaned them, they're going to look a little bit better, and they'll just have a little bit better of a connection. So I hope you enjoyed the video on stripping down and cleaning the Henry Hoover out. Obviously, to put it back is the reverse of what I did. Put the screws back in, put the connectors back in, and you should be good to go. Give it a test, and hopefully with any luck your Henry will be working again. Obviously, don't plug it in until you've got it all back together again and made sure that all your connectors are back on Henry once again. Interestingly enough, the fault with this, it was those little, I don't know if they're brass or copper connectors that we saw earlier in the video. We give them a little bit of a clean. I cleaned them with a little bit of sandpaper very finely, and they started working again. I just bent them back as well with a little bit of pliers, not much as well, but just to straighten them out. And Henry seems to be working again, back to his normal working self again. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Do comment below and let us know if you've had any faults with these, how you fixed them, or if you've been able to get your Henry working as a result of this video. Okay, thanks everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video.
Please click the subscribe button to be notified about new videos on my YouTube channel.